Is it time to leave the narcissist? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and in this video, I'm going to offer some questions that you can ask yourself to help you decide if it's time to leave the relationship that you're in. First of all, if you clicked on this video, you have already given this matter considerable thought, and that's a sign. You have noticed that the bad times have been getting more frequent, and the good times are becoming less and less. Where at one time you could do no wrong, now everything you do is wrong in their eyes. You're arguing more often about almost everything, and it seems like you're not on the same page about anything. Most of us who have been in a toxic relationship with a narcissist are slow to recognize the abuse they inflict on us because it comes on so slowly. Let's face it, if they showed you who they were from the get-go, you'd have never gotten involved with them in the first place. I know many of you look at the state of your relationship and you think, how did it get like this? How did we get here? Now, I do want to preface this by saying, if you are experiencing physical abuse, you definitely need to get away as soon as possible for your own safety. Because once physical abuse starts, the time to get out is now. So if you're not experiencing physical abuse, here's some things to consider. Ask yourself these questions. Are you tiptoeing on eggshells around your partner? Do you feel trepidation when you bring up the subject of their poor behavior? Do you find yourself cringing and kicking yourself for trying to have that conversation because you already knew that he or she would immediately become defensive and reactive? Do you avoid having friends over because of what your partner may do or say? Notice how your body feels when you hear their car pull up or when they come through the door. Do you feel nervous, anxious, scared? Do you find yourself placating them just to keep the peace? Do you hold back your words because it's just too exhausting or frustrating or downright scary to argue or even disagree with them, and you'd rather just not poke the bear? How do they treat your friends and family? How do they talk about them? If you have children, how do they treat those children? If there are stepchildren, how do they treat them? Do your children feel comfortable around your partner? Do you feel safe being vulnerable with your partner? Is it safe for you to express your feelings to them? Do they listen to you when you speak? Do they interrupt you or talk over you? Is what you have to say equally important to what they have to say? Are you being subjected to controlling behaviors such as checking your cell phone records or demanding to see your phone? Do they dictate who you can and can't see or who you can and can't talk to? Do they control the finances? And if you're married, do you have access to the bank accounts? Do they keep track of what you spend while their spending habits are none of your business? Do you have to get their approval before buying something, but they don't discuss their purchase plans with you at all? Are they jealous or possessive? Do they frequently accuse you of cheating when you know you're not? Have you caught them cheating? Do they blame you for things that go wrong in their life? Is everything your fault? Are they ever accountable? Is everyone else always to blame? Do you find yourself just getting through the day? Has your happiness and well-being deteriorated? Have you become anxious, depressed, and no longer the happy person you once were? Have people close to you notice this change? Does your partner have an explosive temper? Do they threaten to leave you when they're angry? Do they threaten to kick you out when they're angry? Do they curse you or call you names? Does their anger frighten you? And has their bad behavior worsened over time? Have they promised to change, yet the change never comes? Even worse, do they blame you for their mistreatment of you? For example, do they say, if you wouldn't do or say X, Y, and Z, then I wouldn't act this way? Do they demand access to your personal devices, such as your phone or computer, and want the passwords for these things, yet you're not allowed access to theirs? Do they talk badly about you to others? Have other people mentioned this to you? Have you overheard them speaking poorly of you? Have friends or family members encouraged you to leave this relationship? Do you feel isolated and alone even though your partner is physically present? Do they tell you you're crazy or mentally ill? Do they refuse to attend counseling or therapy, yet they insist that you need counseling or therapy? Do you find yourself excusing their behavior to others? Are you hiding their behavior from others? If you're experiencing any of this, you're in a toxic relationship and it will not get better. Even if there has been no physical abuse, please know that emotional abuse almost always precedes physical abuse. And as horrendous as physical abuse is, broken bones heal, bruises heal, and then you no longer feel physical pain. That old saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words can never hurt you. This has got to be one of the biggest lies ever told. The effects of emotional abuse linger long after you've left the abuser. Those wounds take much longer to heal. So the sooner you are away from the abuse, the sooner that you may heal, and the quicker your healing will come. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and may you all have a blessed day.